Now, let's start with the budgetary performance of 2019. We look at 3.39 trillion naira has been spent on recurrent expenditure up till now as of June. Budget deficit at 1.35 trillion naira. Federal government's revenue generated about 2.04 trillion naira. How impressed are you with the 2019 budget performance?
Well, I'm not very impressed because, we've had a history of not spending the full budget. And before we began to spend, I think it was about half the year was gone. And now most of the budget or budgeted expenses, especially capital projects, were now done. And what does that translate to? If you haven't spent what you have budgeted for, that means there are uncompleted capital projects and there are uncompleted major projects in the economy. And as a matter of fact, that is not what we should be looking for now, given that we're suffering from 30% unemployment. We have a huge infrastructural deficit. I hope 2020 will be better. We need them to start spending earlier and spend to target the right projects so that the economy can move faster than where it is currently. Thank you.
Now, Aliyu, shifting to the 10.3 trillion naira budget for 2020, fiscal assumptions remain at a conservative oil price benchmark of $57 per barrel, oil production about 2.8 million barrels per day, and we see exchange rate at 305 naira to the dollar. And real GDP growth will be driven by non-oil outputs, which is pegged at 2.93%. Your thoughts?
Hello?
Yes, what do you think about the 2020 budget as well, looking at the fact that we have real GDP growth pegged at about 2.93% as well?
Okay, well, the 2020 budget, I've had a look at it, and it's a budget for sustaining growth and job creation at 10.33 trillion. Well, the time period given for us to look at the budget is actually short because the details just came out today, from yesterday. But what I would like to ask is, how are we creating jobs? We know the budget has increased by another 2-point-something trillion from 2019. We need to see the blueprint targeted at creating jobs. Are we bringing in investors to invest in various sectors of the economy? Is the budget catering for various sectors of the economy in terms of production that will create the jobs? This is what we should be looking at so that we are not left in the dark. We need to see the blueprint that says jobs are going to be created. Let's not forget, we're suffering from 30% unemployment. And this is not time to dilly-dally. We want to know the specifics. Is it the housing which has the highest allocation that the jobs are going to be created? Or is it because we have a higher recurrent expenditure of about 4 trillion in comparison to a capital expenditure of 2 trillion? So we need to see the specifics of the budget so we know, as the public, we know where to criticize when the government is not following what they say they should do. So
we have
it is a step in stabilizing the economy in the right direction, but let's not get too excited. Let's not forget that the diasporans alone, what they repatriate to Nigeria, is equal to the size of our budget.
Okay,
so
Aliyu, this is all time
Thank
can
you.
really grant us. Thank you very much for your contribution. We've been speaking with an economist, Aliyu Audu, on the 2020 budget and the breakdown.